Hi everyone, here's a Indian bay laurel tree that I'm very sure is right in the middle here. This tree here is tilting and it cannot handle the wind here, and because of the thick canopy. And I have other Indian bay laurel planted in the front gate, and all of them are tilting. Even I tie it down, it's still the canopy is so thick, just like an umbrella. It catch the wind and it just it cannot stand straight up. So I'm going to remove after next week, after all the storm. We get 4-day break from the storm. I'm gonna have my guy remove this and prepare a hole for me so I could bring home a 24-inch box avocado from Southern California to be the center of the backyard, center tree. And I have to prune that tree and trim that tree to shape like so it have higher canopy, and will be great for the backyard because this tree is not originally I planted the bay laurel is for shade. Supposed to be fast growing, but this tree is slower growing and cannot handle the wind in Paso Robles. It's fine for, there's a lot of Indian bay laurel in Southern California, but not for here. And it's useless, it's not producing fruit for me. So I'm gonna cut it down, remove it, and stick a large 24-inch box, and I either from Maddox Nursery or from Louis Nursery. And I'll be down in Southern California. I'll shoot some video of some of my other favorite nursery down there. So stay tuned. And I'm still debating, I'm still trying to decide which variety of avocado is gonna be there. It looked like it might be a B variety tree because I find most B variety is growing straight up instead of, I don't want anything droopy and bushy, or a dwarf variety. It has to be, it could grow tall. So it has to be upright. Without me have to tie the tree down or any of that stuff. So any suggestion, write down below. But right now, right offhand, I'm thinking if I could find a 24-inch Shawwell or Eternal, that's what I'm going to do. Or maybe even a ball, if they have a nice 24-inch box with a nice trunk and growing straight up. That's what I'm going to do. So hang on, walking around my yard, trying to see what the damage on my avocado fruit is. And coming up to my lamb house, and you can see all the fruit. The problem, what I'm seeing is lamb house is the fruit is exposed more. It's not inside the canopy. So with the high wind, it had the tendency to knock the fruit down off the tree. You can see it. Let me coming around here. So this is a lamb house. Last year was the first year that fruited. It took 4 years. You can see some of the fruit already dropped from the wind. And Greg Alder, he said the same thing. His tree took 4 years also for it to fruit. So I'll be picking those 3. So every time when we get a windstorm, the fruit drop. The stem is not as strong on the lamb house. So let me see if I could put this in my pocket. Hang on here. So you can see all the fruit, all the lamb house here. And there's more up there. And then there's more. Yeah, that branch, there's easily a few dozen there. So at this rate, I won't have any fruit by the time the fruit is mature. So to compare it to, and you can see all my graft I did a couple days ago. I had the plastic to cover, otherwise it will not handle the moisture. It will kill the cutting. So here's my younger tree here. So it would be interesting. One thing I want to share with the public, I find that a lot of trees that I purchased from Lowe's and Home Depot, they're growing very slow. And from Four Wind Nursery, you can see this is my reed avocado. It's still hanging in there. So that's reed. And the reed is inside the canopy. It will be interesting to see how much it will hang. It was loaded with fruit, but a lot of it dropped. And then I had over 70 fruit on this tree, and the coon came over and steal a lot of my fruit. So that's what I have left. I have a little over a dozen fruit left, so I'm disappointed, but I've been trapping the coon to keep them under control, population under control. And this I've been grafting with the plastic to protect the graft. So you can see it, all the plastic on there. So if you're grafting and you know it's gonna rain for the next 3 weeks, you have to use plastic on there. And to protect you can see it here. This one took new shoot coming out, and this is pomelo, and this was grafted in September. August, September. And this one took also, you can see the grafting tape. So, and there's my Asian pomelo. Those are so sweet, it's so good. So just a quick update. And coming over here, and this is one of the first older woods avocado tree that was planted when we first moved here. It could handle the cold temperature. Actually, all the tree here, it could handle all really well. And here I want to show it. This year, this tree is fruiting, not fruiting, it's flower early, normally later. You can see all the flower buds forming there. It's not open yet, but I wouldn't be surprised next month will open. So, and this whole branch here, I grafted a year and a half ago. So this branch is capable of producing fruit this year, and that's Jan Boy. I took the cutting from the tree in the front. You can see it. Is it? Yeah, actually last year. Not last year, the year before last. So this tree is, look at all the flower buds forming. So it's capable of producing fruit this year. It's mature enough. Depend on what time of year you graft it. Some of it could produce right away, and other, like my reed here, I grafted on last year. The cutting was from last year, and it produced fruit last year also, the same year. So just for your info. So there should be 6 on there. Yeah, there's 6, you can see it. And then there's 5 on that branch. So this 2-branch was my first experiment. And I grafted 2 branches and it took and it produced fruit right away. So depending on the time of month that you're taking the cutting, and you can see all the plastic. I've been busy the last week and a half. Didn't shoot much video, focusing on grafting because I want to see if I graft it right. Very high chance some of this graft will flower this year, and it might produce fruit. And if the fruit, you can see it took. And so, just for your info, so I highly suggest experiment with grafting and grow avocado in Paso Robles. And here, if you're in downtown Paso Robles, you should not have any, or if you're in town, you should not have any issue with growing avocado because you're more protected. You're down lower. You have the fence, protecting the wind. Here, I'm totally exposed to all the elements, the wind, the storm, everything is, we get hit by, and it's cold. And we get frost regularly, almost every week, and freeze. I think the last couple weeks ago, it went down to 28, 29 degrees here, and there's no burn. And the tree could handle a lot lower without burning. Just for your info, the most important thing you need to know is, for your tree to survive. And I think that's the problem with a lot of home grower in Paso Robles. Your tree didn't survive in the winter, including your citrus, because you're planting in clay soil. And you have to dig the hole 3 to 4 times the size of the pot that it came in. If you have those 5-gallon pot, you have to dig the hole 4 times the size of a 5-gallon pot. And you have to go down at least easily 1.5 feet to 2 feet, 1.5 feet below grade. And then you mount it up, and you have to mix 50% sand, gypsum. And if you have perlite, put perlites in there. But sand is very important. If you're digging a hole that barely fit the pot in there and take it out from the pot and stick it in the ground, it might survive temporary, but when winter comes, it will die. Okay, because I already have that experience. You cannot skim on the sand. It's a must. And a lot of folks ask me, you cannot grow avocado citrus. All my avocado citrus survive here. And it's not only surviving, they're producing fruit. So you have to be doing something wrong. That's why your tree is not surviving. And the sand is so important. All my tree could handle the freeze and the frost, and it did not even burn. So, and here there's nothing. I don't protect any of my trees except for the mango tree and the papaya tree, because they're a tropical tree. But all my tree, you can see everything is on a mount, and they survive. And the wind, we got last year was crazy, and the year before that, 60, 70 mile per hour wind. And not only that, it can't handle the snow, and it didn't even burn. So heavy on the sand. So you cannot, including your citrus, you have to plant on mix 50% sand to native soil and lots of gypsum, and then put mulch on top or wood chip on top. Most of my cutting in my yard, including the grass cutting, every week it goes on to the avocado tree. So nothing being waste. So I use that as mulch fertilizer for my avocado tree. And this is supposed to be, I think it's a mislabeled tree. It had one fruit, all the fruit dropped, the tree was still young, you can see it. And it's shaped more like a holiday to me, but it's still very young, the fruit. So you can see my hand, and holiday will take probably a year and a half for it to fruit, minimum, to be mature, I mean. So let me see, did I cover? And yeah, so if you have a chance to be in Southern California, go to Louis Nursery in Riverside, or even Maddox Nursery, and buy their tree. Their tree is much healthier. Broke off, they require minimum 20 tree, and it's not easy. And I wish whoever worked the desk at Brokaw, they need to have a talk with her, because her attitude is stink, in my opinion. Because I was going to make several orders, through them, but they turned me off. So, but now I'm getting the tree through Ram. Ram, thank you for doing that order. So, so I'll be picking it up in March at his house. So, so just a quick update. If you like this video, please subscribe. Any comments, suggestion down below. And real fast, Queen, I did a lot of cutting. I removed a lot of cutting from this tree. It was budding, got flower buds on there. Just start forming, and that's the best time, because if the graft take, it will flower onto my other tree over there on a mature tree. So the chance of fruiting is a lot higher this year. So I'll keep you updated if any of them fruiting this year, and they should. I wouldn't be surprised. And this year, this tree last year was already fruit, but the bulk of it dropped. I knocked 2 of the fruit over. It did hang on to 2 fruit, so I can't wait to see the fruit, the size of the fruit, and the flavor. So that's it. And I'll be shooting video down in Southern California also. Thank you.